to the Iron Bowl, America needs to know, did you cheat on your diet? Did you have any sugar?
Of course not. Just because it's Thanksgiving and there's amazing food doesn't mean it's a day that you can just get worse. It's a day to be thankful, but not to crush the stuffing.
Thanks for making me feel good about no self-control.
You're so wrong about that.
All right, Tim, Iron Bowl, who you got, and how does this potentially affect the playoff picture?
You know what? I've gone back and forth on this, but I'm going to go with Alabama right now, but it's really 51-49. I think being at Jordan-Hare, the way they're playing, Kerryon Johnson, I have him probably number 2 in my Heisman race right now. If he does something crazy in this game, there's a chance that he could take over, but I still got Baker Mayfield number 1. I think this Alabama team, coached by Nick Saban, I think they get their linebackers intact for this game, and they're able to make a few plays, but I think if Alabama wins, I think they do it with Jalen Hurts' legs. I think he makes 3 or 4 plays with his legs in the fourth quarter to get it done, and that's who I trust a little bit more in this big situation. But I'll tell you what, Auburn's got it going right now.
I was getting ready to ask you about the legitimacy of Auburn from this perspective, Tim. I'm wondering, I watched them just bum rush Georgia. I want to know whether you believe that was more a product of Georgia's ineptitude or Auburn being that big bad bully that they look like they can be, because if it's the latter, then Alabama may have more trouble than I realized.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think it was the perfect storm. I think it was at home. I think they put everything into it. The Auburn family was there. I mean, that stadium, everything was crazy. The fans were crazy. They got it going early. They hit a couple post passes. Gus Malzahn was timing it up. They hit a screen for 70 and a tud. I mean, they had everything going. They got pressure after Jake Fromm. They rattled the freshman quarterback. But I don't think that's going to happen against Alabama. Alabama's not going to get rattled. Jalen Hurts has played in every situation you can be in, and I think that Auburn's going to make some big plays, but I think like Alabama has the stamina to be able to withstand that and ultimately find a way to get it done, similarly to how they did against Mississippi State 2 weeks ago.
Now, I know they're your Gators, Tim, but boy, that's the SEC with obviously Nick Saban and high expectations and very tough odds to overcome versus UCLA. Pac-12 is a little easier, lower expectations, a lot of room for improvement. Where should Chip Kelly go?
Well, I think everybody has already jumped to a conclusion like it's a done deal that Florida's not looking at anybody else, and I think they're still looking at multiple candidates. I think Chip Kelly probably, in my opinion, is leaning towards UCLA, but I don't know that he's got an offer from Florida. But, I know he has ties out there. He's a great coach. He's someone that I played for about 13 minutes in Philly, and he's a very smart coach. He had a lot of success at Oregon. He had success in Philly. I think he's going to do a great job wherever he was, but I think people are jumping to conclusions that just because he and Florida met and they met with his agents that it's a done deal, and I just don't believe that.
You think there's a better fit?
Well, I think there's 3 top guys. I think Chip's one of them. I think Scott Frost and Dan Mullen. I think all 3 of them have shown that they could bring offense back to the swamp. I think one thing that you need to understand about Florida is you have to find a culture fit. Be someone that understands the highs and lows and how everything works. And I think Dan Mullen, is someone that knows that. He was there. He was the offensive coordinator for 2 championships, and I think he would be a great fit. I think all of them could bring success there, but there's something about what he could bring and already knowing the system that he might be able to get it done slightly faster than the other 2.
Let's go back to the SEC, Tim. We heard about Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M, and a Houston Chronicle report said he was going to be fired after this weekend's game, win, lose, or draw. What are your thoughts about Kevin Sumlin potentially losing his job? Have you thought about that at all?
I think he's a better coach than people give him credit for. I think the knock on him is losing the 2 big-time quarterbacks that transferred. He's been able to have success. He's been able to win some big games. His problem is they haven't been able to finish in the end of seasons. I think they're doing a better job this year. I don't think that they're going to hang on to him. I think they're going to part ways. But I think he's going to get another job, and he's going to prove that he's a good head coach. And he's done a great job of hiring assistants. Hiring Noel Mazzoni, I think, was a great hire. He's been able to continue to get new assistants. He recruits the heck out of these kids. I mean, he gets all of these quarterbacks to come there, and so you got to give him a lot of credit for that.
How much accountability should be on his shoulders due to the fact that he did have those transfers from the quarterback spot? I mean, in college football, those are the kind of things that are held against you. I like them,
Well,
but people do that.
He recruited like 7 of them that all came there. And so when you get all those quarterbacks at one time, yeah, you're going to have people that are upset, that are bitter, that think they deserve to play, and all of these other things. And, you know, the one thing that he's done is he's been able to get them there. Now, I think he's got to adjust some of the ways that he handles these young kids so that he can get them to stay and work and, you know, a little bit like Nick Saban has been able to do. But people also don't talk about Nick Saban had a lot of big-time quarterbacks too, and all of them except Jalen Hurts left. You know, so it's just the thing is that Saban never loses in the end of the season, November, December. So that's the biggest difference between the two. But I think Kevin Sumlin has done a great job recruiting, but he's got to do a little bit better job of developing players, including those young quarterbacks.
Tim, before we let you go, do you think Baker Mayfield's affected his draft stock at all after those lewd gestures and then the press conference where he was kind of fake crying?
Yeah, I do probably. And, you know, I remember last week talking to you guys and really defending, you know, Baker. He's someone that I've gotten to know a little bit, and it was very disappointing to see. And I get that Baker is someone that gets fired up when it gets intense and there's trash talk and all of these things. But you got to be able to understand you can't let your motivation cripple your character. You can't let the hype or the emotion comes from a game cripple who you are. And that's something that I feel like he let happen last week. Listen, when you play a Kansas Jayhawk team, there's no chance they can beat you. So you can't dip down to their level. Like, you know, I've had in my time of playing high school, college, and pro, I had people say the most horrific things to me. You know, say exactly what they're going to do to my sisters and mom. Tell me where they're telling me where to shove my Bible. They're spitting in my face. They're giving crotch shots. All these different things, you know, to me. And so I know what it's like to have people take cheap shots and say things to you. But you also got to know at that moment that you're winning, that you're under their skin. So you can't dip down to their level because we're already dominating them. They're saying that because they're already intimidated. They're disappointed. They're upset because they want something that you have. And for him to be the leading Heisman candidate, he's gonna win. And for him to be leading a team that is going to go to the college football playoff, probably the most talked about player in college football this year, and someone with an awesome story of where he was a walk-on, he got beat out, he transferred, he's become the best player in the country. For him to dip down to that level is disappointing to me. Not that he can't you know, build back his character and his reputation, but it was disappointing to me because he has accomplished so much and he's overcome so much. But what thousands of young kids are going to see is in the big situation when someone talks to you, they're going to say, well, I can do what Baker Mayfield did. And I think it was bad for college football. I was disappointed in him. Probably going to be a Heisman brother of mine. Disappointed, but I am going to root for him and encourage him to bounce back because I believe he can.
Can't let your motivation cripple your character. Wise words. Tim, appreciate you.
Thanks. See you guys.
Talk to you next week. Still to come, has John Elway's reputation been ruined since becoming the Broncos president? We'll tell you why one anonymous coach is calling Denver a death trap. Plus, do we have reason to believe Conor McGregor could be heading back to the boxing ring in 2018? We're here for all of it. Stay tuned.
You worked the Fisher case 7 years ago.
7 years, 47 days. I'm quite confident of my recollections.
10 years. It's a good deal.
It's an enema of sunshine.
Whoa!
Where's the court for white folks?
You're insane.
Denzel Washington is Roman J. Israel Esquire. Rated PG-13.
Stay tuned to see how you can get a free Tempur-Pedic pillow for a limited time. Tempur-Pedic pillows have helped millions of sleepers fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Our newest, most huggable pillow, the Tempur Cloud, is made with the same impact-absorbing material originally developed by NASA to protect astronauts during takeoff and landing. Material Tempur-Pedic then perfected for sleep, so it uniquely conforms to you for truly personalized comfort and support.
Honestly, your head just sinks right down. Not too far, but just perfect. You know, I don't know what this like crazy magic, but I love it.
Its low profile and soft feel makes it perfect for all sleep positions, and unlike other pillows, won't lose its shape or flatten over time.
There's no turning in the night, tossing and folding the pillow over 50 million times. that was the story of my life.
Online only through Black Friday. Buy one Temper-Cloud pillow and receive a second Temper-Cloud pillow free, each with a 5-year warranty, free shipping, and a removable washable cover. This offer is only available online at TemperPillows.com.
If you liked the MicroTouch before, you're going to love the all-new Max.
The all-new MicroTouch Max Precision Hair Trimmer. German stainless steel blades, built-in LED light, and now with 50% more power for more precise grooming for ears, nose, eyebrows, neck, and sideburns.
MicroTouch Max, uncompromised excellence. And hey, for under $10, the best value.